whiskey lovers, welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings. I am holding a Japanese whiskey bottle, which means I'm taking you all the way back to the land of the rising sun, Japan. As you know, in Japan they are making whiskey already almost 100 years, since 1923, when the first whiskey distillery was founded in Japan by Shinjiro Tori, the father of the Japanese whiskies. You may remember, I told you this once before I think, that he sent one of his pupils, Masataka Taketsuru, he sent him to Glasgow to learn the tricks of the trade of whiskey distilling, and then Masataka Taketsuru came back and explained everything to Shinjiro Tori, and they founded the Yamazaki distillery. But Masataka Taketsuru and Shinjiro Tori, they got well, they got into a fight basically because Taketsuru thought that whiskey, to be equal to the quality of Scotland, the distillery had to be founded in Hokkaido, the northern island of Japan, because of the climate, which resembled the Scottish climate much better than Honshu, the main island of Japan. So Taketsuru left Yamazaki and founded his own distillery, Yoiki. Now Yoiki is on Hokkaido, and a lot later, almost half a century later, he founded a new distillery on Honshu, Miyagikyu. So those two distilleries from Taketsuru, those names are almost impossible to say it 10 times fast. Go on, stop laughing with me, do it yourself. Masataka Taketsuru, Masataka Taketsuru, Anyway, tongue twisters. What I'm trying to say is the two distilleries, Yoiki and Miyagikyu, they comprise the Nikka whiskey distilling company. In Japan, they have a very different culture. When they create blends, for example, they do not swap casks. No, each distillery company has to provide his own single malts by using different recipes, different distilling regimes, different maturation periods, stuff like that. And so this one, the 12-year-old pure malt Taketsuru, is indeed a whiskey that is comprised of only single malts from the Nikka whiskey distilleries. All right? So there's no grain whiskey in here, there's no Yamazaki or Hakushu or whatever in here. No, this is only a blend comprised of single malts created by the Nikka whiskey distillery. So Yoiki and Miyagikyu. It's a pure malt, a term that is no longer used in Scotland because the Scottish Whisky Association said pure malt or even vatted malt is too confusing for consumers. So what we need is a term that is comprehensible for everyone, so they came up with blended malt. Can you believe it? Anyway, pure malt, 12-year-old Taketsuru. A whiskey that is bottled at 40% ABV. So it's not really an exciting strength now, is it? It's merely, it's a drinking strength basically. The Taketsuru 12-year-old pure malt has a nice old golden color. Beautiful. But it's not really, well, the beads are not, there's not a lot of body, I assume. From the look of it, well, we'll see. Let's find out. On the nose. Ooh, this is very fresh and very lively, very easy going. I get some fruit, like, it's very fruity. Rhubarb, plums, like a marmalade. Some apple pie. There's a little bit of cinnamon in there. Just a few hints of oak in the background, just a very few tannins in there. I get some roasted coffee beans maybe, but a lot of flowers. I get some dandelions, buttercups. It's very flowery. It reminds me in many ways of a young space cider, but it's very easygoing. On the palate then. I don't want to call the whiskey watery, but it's not quite oily yet. It's rather weak on the attack. Again, honey sweet, a lot of fruits in there. I've got some apple juice and some iced tea. Maybe some roasted nuts now, like hazelnuts, almonds maybe. Again, some cinnamon, some nutmeg, but it's very easygoing, very quaffable, dangerously quaffable. This is very easy. Very easy drinking malt. There's nothing wrong with that, of course. The finish is very sweet, but also very, very short. So in total, I'd say this is a nice pure malt, a nice blend of single malts. Taketsuru 12-year-old, which of course is named after the founder of the company. But it's not a very demanding malt. Having said that, though, it's not that expensive either. So if you want to put something else on the table instead of just another Scotch, no offense, you know what I mean, then this might be a bottle to go to. It's not expensive, very easy drinking. It's a cards player's whiskey. If you put this on the table while you're playing cards, the bottle will be empty before you know it. And maybe, just maybe, that's not such a bad thing. So, the Nikka Taketsuru 12-year-old pure malt bottled at 40% ABV. A card player's whiskey from the land of the rising sun. And that's all for this Whiskey Rambling. Hope to see you again real soon. Until then, may the malt be with you. Kampai!